you're interested in making money with coding, this is kind of what I would do to like start off that whole journey. Overall, the first thing that you need to do obviously is you should definitely learn to code. There are a lot of free resources out there, Codecademy, Free Code Camp, the Odin Project, and then there's my favorite resource, which is Scrimba. They use something super cool called like screencasting technology, where they have a video, but you can pause the video and actually click into the IDE and like alter the code, and they use like AI to tell you if you're correct or incorrect for different projects and things like that. Great hands-on learning, and genuinely is my favorite platform out there. But anyways, once you feel confident when it comes to your coding skills, you should kind of jump in off the deep end. The first path overall to making money when it comes to coding is obviously getting a job.
Or get a job.
Now, yes, you do this by getting internships and then you later on, once you've proven you have experience, you join the job market, work at 8 or 9 to 5, and then, get a recurring paycheck. This is the most stable of the three paths. It definitely not necessarily guarantees you money, but it is more stable. Now, I say stable when I say all this, but do take into account that the tech industry has crazy layoffs right now. So you definitely should be like, not on edge, but definitely should be looking at the other two options when it comes to like adding more money to your pocket, especially if you have the high income skill of coding. And these jobs obviously are like software engineer, DevOps, cloud engineer, cybersecurity, things like that, where coding is necessary for you to complete the tasks that they'll give you. The next area that I have is freelancing. This is honestly not really a full-time gig. Like, yes, it totally can be your full-time job, but I definitely recommend doing one of the other two pathways. Freelancing can be done on Upwork, Fiverr, or just you like connecting with local startups and small businesses in your area. To be honest, to get your first paid client when it comes to freelance work, I highly recommend doing unpaid work, specifically for those nonprofits that I referenced earlier, because that's the real place where you can kind of get experience under your belt and get projects completed without having to actually like worry about doing a really bad job because they're not paying you. Now, in addition to that, I would highly also recommend building personal projects to both do freelance and to do the job path, because doing personal projects, that's really going to help build your resume, and it's going to build your toolkit a little bit. It's going to build your tech stack. You can know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript syntax, but actually implementing that into a working web flow with good UI and UX, that's what's really going to set you apart from just a standard person that knows how to code and has the certifications under their belt. You need projects to stand out. Using GitHub and just having a portfolio, these are great ways to show that, one, you are consistent within the tech industry, but they're also great ways to learn from other people. You can, add to other people's projects that are open source, things like that. To be honest, freelancing is more beginner friendly. Honestly, I'd recommend starting off with freelance and then going to the job market, because like I said earlier, also it shows experience and it shows knowledge. The last pathway that I have for you is creating your own startup. Now, if you follow me, you kind of already know that I'm creating my own startup called SprintLink, which is a platform that connects small businesses and students for internship opportunities. Now, to be completely honest, no, not everybody needs to create a startup. This is not for the faint of heart. It's genuinely really hard. Not necessarily the creation of the application, but definitely the whole entire learning of it all. There's a lot more information that goes into creating a business. Market analysis, there's competition analysis, there's scalability. I'm currently in college, so I'm taking advantage of my college's entrepreneurship resources out there. So that's definitely something that's helped me out, but I highly recommend you look at your local university or community college and see what resources they have for you. Even if you're not college age, they have a lot of resources, and there are a lot of grants and micro grants and things of that sort for small businesses and startups. I will say marketing is definitely one of the most difficult things to do, and also launching the actual application. I am still gridlock when it comes to the Apple developer program and actually pushing my app to the app store. So that's definitely something you definitely should consider when it comes to creating an application. And also the back end of it all. If you're a back end developer, kind of how it works already, but as someone that has solely focused and learned front end development, JavaScript, React Native, it was definitely a learning curve for me to learn Firebase, Superbase, and data storage, Python, things like that. I wouldn't say it was a crazy learning curve, but it was definitely another type of coding that I wasn't previously introduced to. For creating your own business, I definitely want to encourage you to leverage AI. A lot of people tried to shame me in the comment sections for using AI in my business, but I will not be shamed. I'm not being completely reliant on AI, and not taking advantage of how easy it makes your life is, in my opinion, just not the best decision you can make. There's a lot of different things that AI can do for you and to bring into your life. So I highly recommend just taking advantage of it. Cursor AI, Claude AI, ChatGPT. Those things are full of information. And while yes, they can hallucinate and kind of just start yapping and not giving you right stuff, you definitely should take everything with a grain of salt when it comes from AI. It's a great stepping stone and it's a great learning place, especially if you don't know the information. Like for me, like I'm a tech major. I never would know how to do market research or market analysis. So that's where I use AI to kind of teach me the beginner steps, and then I go into in-person meetings and things like that. And that's also where I learn those kinds of information. If you're interested at all in my tech stack for my startup, please be sure to check out my video where I go over exactly what I'm using to create my tech startup. When I say create a company, you don't just have to create an application. You can create like a software as a service company. You can create your own agencies that are like all related to software specifically. Now, before we wrap up, I really want to quickly go over some common mistakes that people are doing that are like preventing you from actually earning your first dollar. First thing is imposter syndrome. It can be really easy to not feel like you know enough. Me personally, when I first learned how to code, I did not create my first project for at least 6 months because I didn't feel like I was ready and I didn't feel like I knew what I was doing. But once I actually took the leap of faith and created my first project, just starting, that's when I really knew, okay, wait, I actually kind of know what I'm doing. And then also the process of learning, that is what's really going to set you up for success. Creating projects is what's really going to help you understand the different things that you need to do. Now, I do really quickly want to say that I would never recommend doing all three of these things at once. You can do a job and freelance. You can do freelance and creating your own company, and you can do creating your own company and even having a job full time. Doing all three is drastically overwhelming. And I say that, I just really think it's really easy to burn out, especially when it comes to coding, because that is like, I don't want to say like super lonely, but it's definitely not super fun all the time. So finding your balance, if at all, is kind of the key to success here. You don't need to do everything all at once. Hustle culture is real. People literally will push things in your face and you're like, oh, I'm behind, I'm not doing enough. That's not true. Like you can literally be successful in like whatever you're doing and not have to be doing everything at once. Since you stay to the end, I'll give you a little bonus one, which is selling digital products like templates, courses, or scripts, APIs, things like that. You can make money with it. It's just kind of like super saturated, so it's a bit more difficult. And I personally haven't made money with it, but just because I haven't made money with it doesn't mean you can't. I think the big three are the best ways to go about it, and then the other ones. What are your exact next steps that you should do after watching this video? 1, you need to learn how to code. If you already know how to code, great, ignore this part. But 1, learn how to code. Use Scrimba, use Codecademy or anything. Learn how to code the syntax, take 2 weeks to do that. Next, decide which path you're going to take. Are you going to do freelance? Are you going to do the job? Or are you going to do the starting your business? Or are you going to do a mix of some of the two? Me personally, if I was just a normal person, I would pick freelance and a job. I would look for internship opportunities near me, and also look for small businesses near me that probably don't have the best websites. I would start creating some projects before actually reaching out to these companies, just so you can get some experience under your belt doing small stuff for yourself. Honestly, this can be just like creating a website for the businesses or whatever. Fast forward, internship secured, and you're getting a couple of recurring customers, or you're just consistently getting 1 to 2 customers a month where you're doing some freelance work for them. That's definitely more simplified than what's actually going to happen, but these are just the next steps that you can do in order to really stand out and to really start bringing in money. It's one thing to watch a video on YouTube, it's another thing to actually start working. So that's my steps. Go do it, go learn how to code, go actually start making money with yourself, promote yourself, do projects. If you have projects, go actually start selling yourself. You know more than you think you know. If anything, please be sure to comment down below what's a way that you've personally made money when it comes to coding, so other people can learn from you as well. Join the community of other people driven that are trying to join the tech industry. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Course Corner.